There we go. Hi.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Morning. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. Tell me where you are again.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Starting to get little glimpses of cooler weather.
Yes, it's kind of, it's so weird. But I was in Texas for the weekend. We went to a birthday party in Dallas, so it was hot down there.
Yeah, just like
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on, but maybe not for the whole class, Nancy.
Okay.
I just don't want to distract you in any way if I leave.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
If you pop off early, no problem.
Good to see you. I'm so excited about being able to join. So you're not on Wednesdays anymore, just Monday?
I'm only Mondays.
Oh, okay.
I teach Wednesday morning at the studio at Love Yoga. So you're welcome. I Zoom that class too. So
you do. Okay.
I'll just go ahead right now, but somebody else might come on.
That's okay.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and hit mute, but I'm sure we're going to have more coming on. So, and more coming to the video. All right. When we close that door, it'll be better. No, we can pull blocks out for anybody else till they come. That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. I know Satish, I was, because Yogi Swami Satchitananda opened Woodstock. Did you know that? Oh, you did? Yeah, and I learned about that several years ago, but I actually didn't make the connection that he translated the sutras, that he was the same yogi to do that. So yeah, but then I had this gentleman in one of my classes at Love Yoga who shared with me, I guess after I taught Wednesday, and he had it all in his mind. So he came back Friday to class and he said, you know, he said the Beatles really were responsible for bringing yoga to the West. And he had this he had done all this research. It was cute. And I guess timing wise, they did those trips to India and incorporated it in their music before Woodstock. So to some degree, the Beatles are credited for helping with the yoga movement to the West, which is interesting. Yeah. I thought that was all you. It was all me. We have many to thank for bringing this practice to us. Julie is switching positions.
I just took an empty spot.
It's good though. It's good.
Whatever spot's empty.
I remember when I was early on in my practice, I would always go to the same exact spot. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait, let me try over here. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Catherine.
In this room, you can be positioned under a fan or not. And fans are kind of
yeah. Yeah. I like putting them on the lowest and then not having the AC as cool. Yeah.
That's up to 2. I didn't realize.
Oh, the fans?
Oh,
do you want them on? I always put them on 3, but the fans, are they on too much or you could good? All right.
Yes, I called the piece up. Just going to tell the ladies before we count.
Okay.
So they might not be coming in while we're here, but well, I just wanted her aware of the noise. I don't see anybody else no. All right.
We did have some power flickering yesterday.
Because of the lightning?
Yes.
Oh, so maybe it tripped it. I bet it just tripped it.
But now it should be I still hear it, but your music should run an hour. I'm the name of the word. All right. 8:59.
What? I know. I'm on time today. Back in the school schedule.
They got to school? Yeah, they are. Right?
Yeah, they are. And
wasn't it like a whole week already?
yes. Well, Aiden went back on the 10th, and then Julia started last Tuesday.
Okay.
So now we're definitely sinking in. We're sinking in. And somebody else came on. Who's on here? Deb's joining us. And I love it, iPad Deline. I don't know who that is, but whoever that is, welcome. All right, we're gonna start seated. So, oh yeah, I do hear it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll try and drown it out. So yeah, last week it was fun to explore the Woodstock theme a little bit and incorporate that into the class. There's definitely a connection historically with the timing of when yoga came to the West, but yoga has been around for thousands of years, as Satish would confirm. So in our class, I know Kay and Kate, you're fairly new to coming. The yoga that I was taught really ties into the lineage back to India and the 8 limbs of yoga, more of the spiritual path than only it being a physical practice. So I try and weave some of that into this class, and I don't expect you to remember it necessarily, but sometimes it might just light a spark. And like the gentleman in my class Wednesday at Love Yoga, who whatever spark it lit, like led him to then research when yoga was brought to the West. So you never know. It's really a practice about opening the mind. So let's start by closing the eyes. We do this to ground ourselves and to bring ourselves here to this present moment. So allow yourself to just sink in a little bit. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. And notice if that shifted anything from when you walked into this space to right now. If that felt good, take another one. Inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. After that, then begin just breathing in and out through your nose. Inhale and exhale. Following your breath. So bringing all your attention to noticing the inhale into the nose and the exhale out of the nose. By breathing in and out of our nose in our yoga practice, it does have benefits. It does help to modulate the rhythm of your practice. It helps to clear the nasal passages, which then helps to bring the breath to areas of the body that need attention. So I want you to just do a body scan right now. Take note of how your body feels this morning. It could be different every day. Notice areas where tension might lie, where tension may be stored in the body. This practice is about helping to release those areas of tension. By doing that, we increase our ability to nurture our bodies, to create a sense of greater well-being. When we release stored tension in the body, we create space for better oxygen flow, for better circulation, which all leads to our well-being. And not only for our bodies, but our mind as important. Move one hand over your heart space and one hand to your belly. Spread your fingers. Notice your bottom hand, your pinky finger pointing down to your pelvic floor, and your thumb pointing up to your navel. Notice your upper hand resting over the heart space. So I'm finishing up a restorative yoga training course, and just learned about how 80% of the messages that go to our brain go there from the belly. So our whole lower half of our bodies, our belly from navel down, the calmer that area is, the calmer our mind will be. A simplistic explanation. So just notice your breath. As you inhale, feel the low belly press against that low hand. Notice the breath as it moves up to the lungs and the chest, and notice how it presses against the upper hand. And just take a few rounds, really noticing the rise and fall of your breath. On your inhale, see if you can lengthen your spine a little bit, feeling the breath just opening the spine. And now slide your hands together, bringing the palms to touch, bringing the tips of your thumbs to rest against the heart space. And as you set your intention this morning, come back to that body scan. Set an intention as it relates to an area of the body that gives you some worry. And see if you can visit this area of the body throughout your practice today. So set an intention for its well-being. To see if you can maybe clear an obstacle to help this part of the body release the tension that it's storing. So then maybe not hurt as much or give you worry as much. Let's open the practice with the sound of Om. Take a full inhale and exhale just to clear the breath out. And then we'll inhale. And flicker the eyes open, rejoining the space. We're going to start on our backs. So coming onto your backs, bring your feet to the mat, bending the knees. And now heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat. So now your feet are wider than your hips, wider than your shoulders, still pointing straight toward the front of the room. And now let your knees fall together. So this is called constructive rest. We'll be here for a minute just to let the back settle, let the spine settle, take the arms out to the side, palms face up, allowing the shoulders to roll toward the mat. Your gaze looking straight up, or close the eyes again. And feel the rise and fall of your breath here. Listening to your breath, feeling the back release against the mat, softening muscles that you're not using here. So if you feel like your brow, if there's a tightening in your brow, softening that. If there's a tightening in your jaw, soften that. So just a short constructive rest to let the spine expand against the mat. And then we'll move into a psoas release. So as I mentioned, this low part of your belly, the big muscle that wraps around your pelvis is the psoas. So begin to heel toe your feet closer together. So your feet, your knees are hip distance apart now. Draw the right knee into your chest, and I want you to interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. So this right knee, form a 90-degree angle and flex the right foot. What you're going to do is push the thigh into your interlaced hands as you gently try and draw that leg closer. So you're not going to draw it closer because you're engaging the thigh and pushing the back of the thigh into the hands. And that knee stays at a 90-degree angle. So knee and rose bend that knee. So we're not drawing that leg in closer. We're doing a psoas release. So now push this leg here. So it's a resistance. You feel that? So you're pulling it towards you, but you're pushing the thigh into the hands. You feel that engagement? So you're not going to win the battle. You're not going to win against the leg. You're pulling it towards you, but you're pushing it away so that it releases this psoas muscle. You feel that engagement in the belly and in the thigh there. And then go ahead and lower that right foot, switch to the left. So now make a 90-degree angle with the left knee. Interlace the fingers around that left thigh, flex the left foot, and you're gonna push that foot toward the mirrors while pulling that thigh towards you. So you're trying to interlace the fingers, but you now push that heel toward the mirrors while pulling. Push, 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 push. You feel that? Yeah. And then try and keep that foot flat. So lower this just a little bit to 90 degrees. And then release that foot back to the mat. Now we're going to do the right side again, but this time extend your left leg out onto the mat. So straighten the left leg onto the mat, but flex that left foot. So keep that left leg active. And then bring the right knee in again, 90 degrees. Flex that right foot. And as you're pushing the foot toward the mirrors, pull that leg toward you. Breathe. Feel the engagement in the psoas muscle the pelvis expanding. Really feel your breath filling up that area of the body. How are we doing at home? Looking good. Good 90 degrees, and really feeling that engagement. Now interlace your fingers over your shin, same leg, and pull that knee toward your chest. Rotate the right foot, make circles with the right foot, getting into the ankle a little bit. A few times one direction, and then a few times the other direction. Breathe in, breathe out, draw that knee into the chest just a little bit more, and then release and extend that right leg out. Draw the left knee to a 90-degree angle, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, flex that left foot, and then again, that resistance. So pushing that heel toward the front of the room as you're pulling that thigh towards you. And again, don't win. Keep that 90-degree angle, but feel that engagement. Keeping the right leg active while you're doing this. Breathe in. Breathe out. At any point in your practice, if you find that you're holding your breath or resisting the flow of the breath, take mental note of that. That restraint of the breath could be a trigger for something. Now interlace the fingers over the shin, drawing the left knee into your chest. Rotate that left foot around a few times, one direction and the other direction. And notice the different sensations with this stretch than the other one. So this is getting into the inner groin and the hip a little bit more, where the other one's the psoas muscle. And then release out of that. Now, draw both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Breathing into that. And now moving into reclining pigeon. So lower the head down and draw the right knee in toward your chest. Turn the right knee out to the side, flex the right foot, place the foot, rest it on the left thigh, but then move it where your ankle bone is just past your thigh. And then take your right hand, gently press it to the inside of this right knee. Keep the left foot flexed. So you're working the right knee to be then, you're drawing a straight line with the right shin facing the ceiling. And this right knee is pretty much in line with the left. So this is called reclining pigeon. We can intensify this stretch. If you want to take it further, this might be your edge, and that's great. Stay here. If you want to go a little deeper, we have different levels of practice, people practicing. So you can interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, lift that left leg, and then draw the legs toward your chest. Keep both feet flexed if you've lifted that left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, honoring your body. It's your practice. So you'll always find that you might be at different levels than other people in a class. So it's finding the stretch, the edge that meets your needs. Lower that left foot, release the right. Draw the left knee into your chest, turn that left knee out to the side, resting left ankle. Have the ankle bone go just past the right thigh. And then release. Keep the right knee in your chest. Draw the left knee into your chest, turn that left knee out to the side, resting left ankle. Have the ankle bone go just past the right thigh. And then release. And then flex that left foot. Take the left hand, gently pressing the inside of that left knee. And then if you lifted the leg on the other side, go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, lifting that right leg, both feet flexed. And then gently drawing the legs towards you. We practice more of a gentle flow here in this class, which is not really slowing down a vinyasa practice. Gentle yoga is an opportunity to move in and out of poses slower and more mindfully to enable those releases. And then release out of that side, lower the feet down to the mat. Extend the legs out on the mat and take the arms overhead for one long stretch. And then hug the knees into the chest. And we're going to come up to tabletop. So either roll onto your right side to come up, or you can rock forward and back. Nice massage for the spine. And then when you come up, get enough momentum, cross at the ankles, and then roll forward, coming to the middle of your mat and finding hands and knees, finding tabletop. So our alignment here, our knees are in line with our hips. We want to stack our shoulders, elbows, and wrists, and the fingers are spread. Take a moment to connect with your core. Draw the navel in. Finding a neutral spine here. On your inhale, lift the crown of your head, tilt your tailbone up, coming into cow pose. On your exhale, draw the navel in, tuck your chin to your chest, round the back, cat pose, and flow. Inhale into cow, and exhale into cat. Inhale into cow, and exhale into cat. 2 more rounds on your own. Match your breath with your movement. And when you're in cat pose, think about pressing the floor away from you. When you're in cow pose, think about shining the heart space forward. Imagine a smiley face on your heart. I always love the visual to imagine nostrils in your heart. So when you're doing your inhales and exhales, you're breathing right into your heart. Come to neutral and step both feet back to our plank pose. Take 3 breaths here, really drawing the energy from the navel to build a little bit of heat, a little bit of fire in the body. Breathe in and breathe out. Another inhale, then on your exhale, lift your hips, press your low belly toward your thighs, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Rock forward to plank again and lower your knees down. Lean forward so your shoulders come past your wrists. Rotate elbow creases to the front of the mat, and then bend the elbows. Hug them in to the sides of your body as you lower your chin and chest down. Your sits bones are sticking straight up. And now inhale, slide forward onto the belly and take the hands out to the side. Bend the elbows, tempt your fingertips. You're on your fingertips. Your elbows lifted. You can already feel the chest opening. So this is wide-armed cobra. Bring the legs together and press the tops of the feet into the mat. Lengthen your tailbone so your pubic bone is pushing into the mat. Inhale, lift up, straightening the arms, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, lowering down. How we doing? If there's any clenching in the low back, you have an opportunity to lengthen the tailbone. So, okay, take your arms out a little wider so they're on the, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, nice. You really feel that opening in the chest. Keep the tops of the feet on the mat. Try and zip your legs together. So, Kate, try and have the tops of your feet on the mat. Not your toes, the tops of the feet. Oh, there you go. And then lengthen the tailbone. And now lift up. Beautiful, nice. So you're really having the energy come from the legs. All right. Lower down. Bring the hands in by the sides of your body again. Tuck your toes under. Push your seat back to your heels. And lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Take a few moments to pedal out your dog. So drop one heel and bend the other knee. And just pedaling out your downward dog. This is a George Harrison song that he wrote, I think, after a trip to India. Look between your hands and walk one footprint up at a time to the top of your mat. And inhale, lifting up halfway, finding a flat back. So fingertips to your knees. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Draw the navel in, float the arms up, shoulder height, forming a T. And now press into your feet, lift with that flat back, float the arms overhead, hands to heart center, and Tadasana. So find Tadasana for a moment, look down at your feet. Make sure they're pointing straight ahead, so there's symmetry. And then engage your inner arches by lifting your toes up. So lift the toes up, fan them out. Feel that engagement right here in the inner arch. So we want that energy to flow up the legs, and then lower the toes. We're going to do Tadasana into chair pose. So 5 times on a flow. So on your inhale, bend your knees, lower the seat, take the arms up. Exhale, straighten the legs, Tadasana. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to Tadasana. Inhale to chair. Exhale, Tadasana. 2 more. Inhale to chair. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, chair. And exhale, Tadasana. Float the arms up by the ears. On your exhale, twist to the right, opening up. Inhale, float the arms up by the ears. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, floating the arms up. Twist. Opening up. Inhale, float the arms up. Feel the extension in the arms as they float apart. Inhale, up by the ears. And twisting to the left. Inhale. With them by the ears, see if you can soften. And drop down into the twist to the right. Inhale, flip the arms up. Exhale, twist open. Inhale, floating the arms up. And exhale. Inhale, floating arms up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Good job. Bend, hinge at the hips. floating down to Uttanasana, forward fold. Let the hands rest where they fall. So if they aren't reaching the floor, that's okay. Have the floor meet your hands with a block. So this is a great opportunity to use blocks to enhance the pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Let the head hang heavy. One more full inhale. And then bend the knees fully. Roll up to standing. And we'll move through a sun salutation. Float the hands overhead. And exhale, hinge at the hips, lowering down a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands, and step both feet back to plank pose. And then rock forward on your toes and lower your knees. Bend at the elbows, lowering chest and chin down. Inhale, slide forward. And inhale, pressing up into cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under, pushing seat back to your heels. Then straighten the legs, lifting up to downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Look between your hands. Either walk your feet up or lightly hop to the front of your mat and lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take the arms out wide. Use the core. Push into your feet. Float up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tadasana. Inhale, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, so you're swan diving down into your forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Grab your blocks and place your blocks on either side of your feet at the middle height. And now bend your knees about halfway down. Balance on your left foot and send that right foot all the way back, coming into low lunge. So that right foot, so Kate, you might want to move to the forward of the, yeah, and then that left foot, you're framing the left foot with your blocks. Your shoulders are stacking above the blocks, and this left knee is forming a 90-degree angle. You're trying to lower your hips toward the mat. So this right leg is getting a full extension. And then lower the right knee down, uncurl the toe, and bring the blocks under your shoulders now. So you're stacking shoulders with your hips. So find your balance here in Anjaneyasana. Press into your left foot, press into the top of the right foot, and feel like your hips are coming toward your midline. If you're feeling stable enough, maybe float the arms up by the ears. Depending on the tightness of your shoulders, maybe hands can touch. If the shoulders are real tight, maybe a wide V is better for you. Maybe bending the elbows in a cactus arms. Different variations, all the same effect. We want to soften shoulders away from the ears. And now bring hands to heart center and twist to the left. So if you're feeling steady, lean forward with your body and hook the right elbow outside the left knee. Press palm into palm to help open up this left chest. And then coming back to center, hands to heart center, float the arms up, and then bring them down to the blocks and flip the left toes up, coming on your left heel. Your right hip is in line with your right knee. So this is half Hanumanasana. You can stay here if you're feeling a deep stretch already in this left hamstring, or option to deepen it by hinging at the hips. Lead with the heart. See how my spine is lengthening as I hinge, bringing the chest closer to that left leg. And inhale, lifting back up, rock onto the left foot. Bring your blocks forward to frame the left foot again. Tuck the right toes under and lift back up to low lunge. And then spring forward, bringing that right foot to meet the left, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway, and now we're going to do the other side. So bend the knees about halfway. Place your hands on the blocks and put weight into the right foot. Take that left leg all the way back, dropping the hips. Think about opening across the chest. Right knee is in line with right ankle. Left leg fully extended. Really feel like you're getting extension in this back leg, and then lower the left knee down. Uncurl the toe. Take the blocks under your shoulders. So stacking shoulders with hips. Press into the right foot. Press into the top of the left foot. Feeling stable, float the arms up. And again, any positioning of the arms. If cactus arms feels good, if wide V feels good, or hands in prayer over the head. Bring hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Maybe lean forward with the upper body and then hooking that left elbow with the right knee. Press palm into palm to help open the right chest. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, hands back to center, flip the arms up. Lower the hands to the blocks, keeping them under the shoulders, and then lift so that right heel is resting on the mat. Flexing this right foot. Again, this might be a deep stretch for some of you. Gets into the right hamstring. With each inhale and exhale, maybe hinging forward, bringing that chest toward the right leg, deepening the stretch. And inhale, lifting back up, rocking onto the right foot, bring the blocks to frame that right foot, tuck the left toes under, lift to low lunge, and now lower the blocks to the lowest height. And place your hands on the blocks. Step the right foot back, coming to plank with the blocks. Engage the belly. Inhale, on your exhale, lift your hips up, downward dog, using the blocks. And notice how that changes downward dog for you. Breathe in, breathe out. Can you press the low belly toward the thighs a little bit more? Now look between the blocks and either walk your feet up or bend at the knees and hop forward. It's kind of fun with blocks. And inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Now bend the knees and roll up to standing. Inhale, the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Take a moment here, close the eyes. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Come back to your intention. Come back to your natural breath. Take a moment to feel your inhale and feel your exhale. Inhale, flip the arms overhead, and exhale, hinge at the hips. Coming into forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands on blocks, step the right leg back. So coming to low lunge again. This time, heel toe your left foot to the left edge of your mat and take the block to the inside of that left foot. Try and sink your hips a little deeper. So this is extended lizard pose. Left knee forming a 90-degree angle. So for some of you, you might be able to lower elbows to the blocks, lowering down inside that left leg. One more full inhale. And then exhale, hands back to the blocks. And then step that left leg back, hands down to the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting that left leg, releasing the hip a little bit, bend the left knee and lift it up, opening that side. Keeping shoulders squared. Maybe rotate that left foot around a couple times, one direction and then the other. And now kick that foot towards your bum. And then lower that left leg down. Rock forward to plank. We'll move through a vinyasa. Lower knees. Hug the elbows in. Lower chin, chest. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly. Draw the elbows toward each other. Lifting up into cobra. And then exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under. Push your seat back to your heels. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Look between your hands. Walk one footprint at a time. Lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Bring the blocks back in by your feet. Bend your knees. Step the right leg back. Or do we do? See this side? No. Okay.
Yeah, do left side.
Oh,
Yeah, we did the left.
yeah. So take the left leg back. Sorry, switch legs. So right foot forward, left leg back. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And now move this right block out of the way to the inside of the right foot as you heel toe the right foot over to the edge of your mat. Setting up for lizard on this side. For some, maybe drop to the elbows. Breathe in. Breathe out, coming back up to your hands. And then move the blocks out of the way as you step the right foot back, downward facing dog. And then inhale, lifting that right leg up, bending that right knee, lift the right knee up to open that side, rotate the foot around. Maybe kick yourself a couple of times, bending the knee. And then coming back to downward dog. Rock forward to plank and lower knees. Hug the elbows in, lower chin and chest down, and then slide forward onto the belly and rest here. So stack the hands. You're stacking palms and then resting the forehead on the backs of the hands, the elbows, and moving
closer or further away, depending on where you want how your neck feels. And just take a couple of breaths here. And then moving into just a mild back bend today. We already did that extended, the wide armed cobra. So we got into it a little bit. So from here, slide your hands and come up on your forearms with your elbows under your shoulders. Come this way. You see okay? So wrap your fingers around your elbows. If you can't reach them, draw the elbows in a little closer. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. And then take your forearms to the mat. So bring your forearms back out, spread your fingers, but don't let your elbows come back out. So keep your elbows in, your elbows underneath your shoulders. So this is Sphinx pose. It's a mild back bend. Bring your legs together in the back. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Lengthen your tailbone. As you lengthen your tailbone, you might feel the upper body lift a little. Your gaze is looking ahead of your fingertips. So there's an entire lengthening of the spine going on. If you feel clenching in the low back, tilt your pelvic, your pubic bone toward the mat. So feeling the energy help to lift the upper body. Close the eyes for a breath. Feel that energy coming from the legs. The pubic bones turning toward the mat. Feel an opening across the heart space. One more full inhale. And exhale, lower down. Bring your hands to your sides and push back to child's pose. So 2 different versions of child's pose, either wide-legged, where you're taking your knees as wide as the mat and toes to touch, or legs in close, lowering seat to heels. If it's not comfortable for your head to fall all the way to the mat, bring a block or two under your forehead. Supported child's pose is a really wonderful way to be in this pose. Allow the breath to fill up the body. Breathe in, breathe out. And then begin to roll up to sitting on your heels. Rock off onto your left hip, swing your legs out in front of you, and then you're going to come onto your back. So to counter the back bend, we want to release our low back a little bit with a twist. So draw the knees into your chest. And just start by a gentle rock from side to side. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep the knees center, take the arms out, forming a T. So they're coming straight out in line with the shoulders, palms face up. And now begin to drop the knees down to the left, lift your right arm, take the right arm up and over so you're touching your left hand with your right hand and you're on your left side. So look at your knees, and if your knees are in line with your navel, they're in alignment. If they're lower than your navel, slide them up a little bit so they are forming a 90-degree angle. And now lift that right arm. Keep the left arm where it is. Keep the legs where they are. Just simply open the right arm to the other side, opening the chest. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, lift that right arm. Come on to your left side, touching the right hand to the left hand. And then keep that whole left side of the body where it is. Inhale the right arm, opening it up, feeling that whole chest open. And now staying in the twist. If there is discomfort in the low back, you can place a block in between your thighs. Breathe in. Beautiful, everyone. Our tendency is to feel the breath constrict in a twist. So really focusing on your inhales and exhales here, making the breath as full as you can. Helps get those stored toxins out of the body. And now on your inhale, bring the knees to center. So we're coming to neutral. And now we're going to drop the knees over to the right. Bring that left arm up. So we're coming onto our right side of the body. Palm touches palm. And now just simply lift that left arm. Keep the right arm where it is. Keep the legs where they are. Opening into the twist. Inhale, lift that left arm. Touch palm to palm. And then inhale that left arm back over to the left side. Settling in here. Breathing in. Breathing out. So Julia, take that left arm back open. Over to the floor, yeah. And then settling into the twist. Breathing in. Breathing out. On your inhale, feel it gather in your belly to help you come up to neutral. And then give yourself a hug. So wrap the arms around the legs. Lift your forehead up to the knees. And relax the head back down. Extend the legs up to the ceiling. So coming into what's called legs up the wall, or Vipariti Karani. The feet slightly flexed. Arms coming out to the side, about 20 to 30 degrees away from your body. Feel the shoulders roll toward the mat. Imagine your legs are like an hourglass, with the sand moving from your heels down the legs. The knees are that middle skinny part of the hourglass. And the sand slowly moving down the thighs, into the sits bones, into the hips, allowing the weight to fall down into the whole pelvis area. One more full inhale. And then exhale, bending the knees, bringing the feet to the mat. And then as we began that constructive rest pose, so heel toe your feet to the edges of the mat. And then allow the knees to fall together. And arms in the same position, but if the palms are face down, try and flip them up to allow for that external rotation. Breathe in. Breathe out. For a few breaths, bring your hands to your belly. Just let your hands rest on that soft part of your belly. Maybe just use your fingertips to explore the softness. So in this constructive rest pose, we're allowing the inner groin muscles to soften. And by softening those muscles, we help to soften the psoas muscle, which again is that big muscle that wraps around our pelvis. By sending the message of softening, we help to release tension from that area of the body. So you can stay in this constructive rest if this feels good, if you're able to feel stillness here, or at any part, you're welcome to extend the legs out onto the mat. You can keep your hands on your belly, or you can take the arms alongside your body again, finding the position that works for you to fully rest. Well-being is available to all of us at any time, but it takes practice. It means that we are present anytime we show up on our mat. When we pause, when we give ourselves a pause, we are giving ourselves self-care. Being with ourselves right here, right now, in whatever state you're in. Pausing gives us the extra room to take things in, allowing us time to listen to ourselves before responding,
or reacting. When we pause, we can pay attention to ourselves, to others, and to the world around us in a more open and compassionate way. And that's one of the main tools we use to release tension in our bodies and in our minds. It's an important, valuable skill we can develop to change habits that no longer serve us. Begin to deepen your breath. Notice your inhales and exhales a little bit more. Invite small movements back in, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Feel the rise and fall of your breath as you deepen it. Float the arms overhead, taking a long stretch. And then draw the knees into your chest. Rolling onto your right side. Extend your right arm out. Use it as a pillow for your head. Take a couple of deep breaths there. Reawakening the body, reawakening the mind. And when you're ready, press into that left hand to help yourself up to a seat. And keeping the eyes soft or even closed. Sitting up nice and tall. Rounding down through your sits bones. Take a moment, extend the arms out to the side, and then bring them in, giving yourself a hug, lowering your chin to your chest, welcoming yourself back. Maybe even forming a little smile by lifting the corners of your lips. Take a moment to thank yourself. And then release your hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra. Take a moment just to recall your intention. Check in with that part of the body that you nurtured through your practice. No judgments, just notice that part of the body now. We'll seal the practice with one Om. Take a full inhale, exhale it out. Inhale. As always, honored and humbled to lead you all in your practice. The Light in Me season honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Happy Monday, everyone. You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. We were accompanied by these wonderful people for making, beautifying your neighborhood. The power washers are outside right now for those at home. Thank you all so much for joining us from home.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Good to see you all. Joyce. Oh, sorry. It's okay to have us not hear that sound. Yeah. They were going to attempt to come in, but yeah. I think so. It's water in the sun. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Kay. Thank you. Thank you.
Nancy, you're a great teacher.
Rose, thank you. It's, you know.
Yeah. I did.
Oh,
I'm sure you probably want to check
it just like warms my heart. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
I learn as much from you all as, you know, hopefully you're learning what I'm offering. How many were here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, have you been here when it's like really packed? Yeah. I mean, I think we've maxed out at close to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be busy this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think there were 5 online. Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
I know.
I
It's,
tell you on the
Mhm.
schedule,
Yeah.
the schedule.
yeah.
Susan's the one that I just say now.
Oh.
I don't know why I haven't changed.
Well, now I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, ladies. Have a great day.
She teaches like Wednesdays and Fridays. Yeah. So I need to send her the description and then just tell her, I don't know if she's responsible for that, but on the fitness, like when I look at the calendar, it says yoga Zoom, and it says no Zoom. So it's not updated. Okay.
So from when I was
Yes. Okay. So they just need to update the fitness calendar.
and all that stuff in yoga, there's also a communications person that I sent information to.
Okay.
So I'll let her know. And also while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna text Sue and see when she's back.
She could go back and oh, she was Tuesdays.
Thank you. Bye, Julia.
Bye, guys. Bye, Satish.
I actually like Sue's class on Tuesday too, kind of changes it up a little bit. So yeah, can we do it when I'm not so busy at work right now? But we're still busy. Yeah.
Bye, Satish. Thank you. Well, she and then her days she at 9 or 9:30, so 9:30. Oh, okay. I thought maybe that.
Oh, I could care less if you're 9 or not.
Oh, okay. I like 9 just because
It works, yeah. 9's fine.
it gets me home faster, and I do a lot of my